Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
I'm a Doctor Who fan.
I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And we have both watched for the very first time this week the newly discovered Daleks Master Plan episode.
Yay!
Welcome, everybody. In our mid-season break, we are going back and we are going to be talking about the Daleks Master Plan episodes 1 to 3.
Yeah!
So here we are. What's it called? A redux? A redo?
A redo.
A redo.
That's what it is, isn't it?
It's a redo.
It's a redo.
So you're sort of keeping that promise of whatever was found, we would go back. I mean, we're obviously not doing the 12 episodes.
No. Well, that'd be pointless because the other ones I've seen, there's nothing different to see.
There's nothing different to see, no. No point going back again. Once you watch them.
Just 12 episodes for the sake of it when only 2 of them are new.
I mean, I would totally be up for doing the 12 episodes again, but...
To be fair, I did the 3 and wanted to go into the 4th. I would have been up for the first 4, which would have been that first quarter, which is what I think we did originally. I think we did 4, 4, 4.
The 12, yeah, we did 3 episodes overall.
As in, we split it into 3.
But 4 is missing, so it would have been... Well, no telesnaps or anything, yeah.
What did we do?
So, we did a reconstruction originally, but it was made up. There was only... Episode 2 existed, and not 5 and 9, I think. So, it was made up. So, they just had to get actors they didn't have photos of, and it was all like photoshopped and imagined, basically, from what they knew from other episodes. So, we did... It was sort of done like telesnaps, but it was the ones we haven't got telesnaps for. It's literally like photoshopped.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. That's to send it me because I was literally trying to remember what it even looked like, and I just can't remember what 4 looked like at all. I can't even remember how she looked because I obviously know what happens in 4. That was the whole button theory. That's what started all that.
There's a little clip of her being caught in the airlock from episode 4 because it was in a Blue Peter episode. So we've got that. There's like a minute that exists. And then there's the like publicity photos of her posing and stuff. So it would have just been those pictures cut out when we first did it. There weren't many pictures of Katerina.
I just can't remember. You'll have to send me the thing again to look at. It must have been that. I was like, I remember some movements, but it must have been that 1 minute. And then I was like, but I can't remember what the rest of it was like at all.
No, I don't remember. All I remember is maybe after that one, I do remember we had a curry, I think, originally. I remember the food. I think it might have been the second batch. We went to that, that place that does Indian, and it had like the little tray and it's all like the different things.
Oh, yeah.
We went there after one of the sessions. It was either after Katerina or after the next 4.
I think it was the next one because I'm sure Katerina we did in an evening. To me, it feels late. It was like
the summer. It was the summer because it was it was light when we went for the Chinese. I mean, the Chinese. And we must have watched it together because I would have downloaded the recons. I don't think I would have sent them to you.
No,
so
I think we did it together, and then we went and recorded it. But I feel like we watched it. And it was like, I think we've been doing something in the day.
Maybe, yeah.
And then we watched it. And then... Also, I feel this is why I was quite grumpy.
I usually can pinpoint our 60 stories with what takeaways we had. So, it was definitely Chinese for... Oh, no, sorry, Indian. I keep saying Chinese.
You keep saying Chinese. Do you know what? It's because in COVID, we went for that Chinese. On the Eat Out to Help Out.
I think so, yeah.
And you're thinking about that. Because we went for that, didn't we? Was it Chinese? No, it was Indian. We went for an Indian and Eat Out to Help Out, not Chinese. Oh my gosh.
Chinese Indian. We've had so many takeaways. Anyway.
No, we went for Indian and Eat Out to Help Out, didn't we?
Yeah. I think actually after I'm going to get the Katerina meal, after the Katerina meal was a eat out one, I think we got the receipts and got some money back after that as well.
Really, I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to look when it actually...
But anyway, everyone, while Sarah's looking that up, I'm
just looking at what point of time it came out, so...
What I thought we'd do today, because these episodes have come back, we've watched 1, 2, and 3, the beginning of Daleks Master Plan. We loved Katerina a lot at the time. Out of all the episodes to come back, these are the perfect ones to come back for us to go and watch. So I think we should just do it as we normally would an episode. Just talk through the story, what we found, as if we are watching these for the first time and the story for the first time. Before we go into it, though, let's just go back to 2020 and see what we had to say about the episodes at the time. Katerina in the TARDIS, already...
With a sangria.
With a sangria.
She's not.
Poor old Katerina. I mean, I was thinking, right, she didn't know what she was walking into.
Oh, she was fucked from the start.
The doctor's got to explain what a switch is, what a key is, what tablets are. The doctor's like, right, just look after Stephen. Stephen's out of it. I didn't realise he was so badly injured.
Yeah, same.
Because he's got, like, his arm in a sling for most of this. And then suddenly he's not. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
The magic of TV, that, Mark.
Yeah, well, unless there's, like, a missing scene where I don't know. But Katerina's got to look after him, so that's all she does, mainly for the beginning.
Yeah.
Not knowing it. And do you think she's just like... Because she got told, like, Vicky was like, go and look after... She's a handmaiden from Troy. Do you think she's like, oh, when does my shift finish? I want to go home. Like, I've done my maid's shift for this time.
No, I
she's
think
like,
that's what she just thinks her job is.
Yeah, she's like, oh, when can I go home now?
But,
why am I here?
Mark,
what am I doing?
Here is a wooden table. That is her, honestly. Like... Knock on wood. Like...
because the TARDIS is a temple and the Doctor's a god, and yeah, I mean, she's poor. I do feel sorry for Katerina, I really do, because
that's all I'm just going to keep doing.
She is a bit slow as well.
Very frustratingly.
And we have Brett in the jungle.
Yeah.
And we're picking off from where Mission to the Unknown left. So we're in that jungle. We're there. So what are you?
Yeah. So it was. Again, it was quite nice because we'd already had that one before, and we'd had a lot more detail, obviously, there before. So that's what I liked about that sort of through story. Another person who was probably a bit of an arse, him, you know, obviously a thing of these sort of characters at the time.
What do you mean? What?
Well, the other guy, he was like, it was shoved him into his mate.
Well, so we've got these two, they're like the two from Mission to the Unknown, aren't they? It's just like, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly. But there's always one. Dies. There's always one, is all I'm saying, you know. So, you know, just what he has to do, and...
So there's a lot. So it's when Brett goes into the TARDIS and Katerina's like, what's going on? What? Yeah, okay. Poor, she doesn't know.
No,
she just doesn't know.
It's just very funny, isn't it? But because he could not have had a worse... Like, anyone else would have been like, the doctor sent you. First of all, someone else might have been like, if he knew... Well, actually, this would have gone two ways. If that had been someone who had just come on but had any sense to them, they probably would have believed him. Like, oh, the doctor sent you, yeah, to help. Yeah, okay. Do you know what I say? Oh, no, I don't. But, oh, yeah, the doctor sent you. Okay, yes. I don't know, but I have some sense. You know, I have some sense about me. Katerina, the doctor sent you? Yeah. Oh. To help Stephen? Yeah, sure. Do you know what it is? The doctor does that. To help Stephen? Like, honestly,
yeah,
I was like, would. Honestly.
And because Stephen's out of it.
Well, he still came. I'm sorry, Mark. He came to enough to whack him around the head and then go back unconscious.
Yeah. Stephen, heroic moment. Is this why you're starting to like Stephen? Even injured with all, he can still fight.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like he came to you, he was like, what the fuck? Had to get out, whack him up, and then go back and be unconscious. Like, he's like, what is this?
So what are your thoughts on Brett? You see, he needs to fill in that role. I wonder why you've got Brett there, but if Stephen was all right, there's a lot of action. Stephen doesn't get a good start in this.
No. So Brett was never going to, because he doesn't have the right attitude.
He's always talking about killing. There's a lot of references, isn't there?
Yeah.
About killing, and the doctor's always like, no,
don't kill.
And then he kills, and he never would. That's his automatic defense. Kill someone.
I liked Brett, and it would have been good to see him stick around a bit longer. But then,
give or take.
I mean, in the absence of Stephen, Brett was good for those first few episodes.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't think he did anything extra. Yes, no, I don't know, because Stephen hasn't really done anything much the last few episodes.
No, but so what? Why are you warming to Stephen then?
Because I think that he's actually sort of stood up with the Doctor. So before, it was the Doctor was making his own decisions, and Vicky and Stephen were sort of then them doing their own things. This now, we had sort of Stephen out of it, and we had I don't know, the whole Katrina doing a sangria thing, whatever, but serving. But even then, when he was better, he was up there on the par with the Doctor. You realise he is a very intense character.
He feels more of a rounded character in this situation, in the space situation where he's from.
Yeah.
He knows the Daleks before.
Yeah.
As well. That helps. And you feel like actually Stephen could get on that ship and do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And that if the Doctor was left behind, it wouldn't make much difference.
Yeah.
Stephen can actually carry on and do that.
He's very compassionate. He gets very upset about Katrina.
Katerina.
No, it's fine. That's it now. She's Katrina with the sangria. Katerina, when she's stuck in he's very upset about that, and he's very much like, how can you treat someone like this? And it's from his own personal experience, obviously, because, and I hadn't clocked it until he was talking about the Daleks. That I was like, and they were going on about Morpheton City.
What? That's Keys of Marinus. Although you've got a reference in there this time. What?
Where was it?
Mechanus.
Yeah. Mechanus
yes,
City.
he did mention Mechanus, didn't
he? So, see, some things are sticking. Just all the wrong ones.
I'm really surprised, actually. I can't believe you remember.
I still don't know what we ate. That's what I'm trying to say. I still don't know what our takeaway choice was.
Well, it would be interesting to go back now and talk through when we watched those reconstructions, and we watched a lot of them, how you have an idea of how an episode is going to be, but without any photos or actually seeing it, there's so much that you miss. I mean, in these ones, there's so many different camera angles and things in the background that we had no idea. And that's part of the whole excitement, I think. It's it's just to be how accurate were the reconstructions. Some people online have done side by sides of what we thought it was and what we had. And there's so many different surprises in these episodes that you would have had no idea. All those soundtracks, you just have no idea what the expressions are like, what the model shots are like,
So my first thing watching this was I could not get over the quality. Not so much actually, because did they find 3 of them and one of them's a better quality?
No, so 2. So 2 have come back.
They've just found 2. I know 2 have come back, but did they find 3 and 1 is of better quality?
So they found some other episodes as well. The guy actually had 6, like the Web Planet and that, which we already got. These have been restored by a company.
Yeah.
But then episode 2, this is where it gets confusing. Episode 2 I think is really bad quality because I've got it on DVD, but the ones they put on iPlayer are the unrestored ones for some of them. So these missing ones have been restored, but the second one wouldn't have been restored, if you see what I mean. They don't, because obviously they want you to buy the DVD and the Blu-ray when it comes out and stuff. So, you see, I thought the quality wasn't that great compared to what I'm used to watching the Blu-rays and the fully restored versions.
Yeah. There was one episode, and I'm trying to think which one it was.
So for me, the second one would have been worse quality than the other two because that hasn't been fully restored.
I'm trying to think if it was the first or the third.
And the sound, and the titles are from the original film. What usually happens with all the other episodes on iPlayer and DVD are fully whatever they do over the top computer to redo the titles and the music. So the music, when it starts off, it's a bit
I really liked it though. I quite liked like, while it's interesting. So while I was watching that first episode, I was thinking, my gosh, if you think about what TV is now, and this was kids' TV in the 60s, like there was a moment of just like, it was so quiet.
I think it was like a B movie, like a space B movie from the 60s. Like the ambition of it, they are filming that as live.
Yeah, the ambition's great. The way cameras moved and stuff like that, the sets look great.
But I think the biggest thing going into it is just the atmosphere. I mean, this is the beginning of a 12-part story.
That's what I mean. Like, this was kids' TV. It's very much a kids' TV show. And I just sat watching it. I was thinking, this is what kids' TV was. Like, if we compared this to, let's say, the Sarah Jane Adventures, which we're watching at the minute, we're about to start watching with, as a comparison, they could not be two more different beasts. And that's not to say Sarah Jane's bad. That's to say, let's look at what kids' TV, how TV has just changed. I was just sat there watching it and I thought, it's so strange to think that this is TV for children. And it was really eerie, and the language being used, like nothing's been put down. There's no language there that's like, complicated and as complex, And I think because we've been in the new stuff for so, we've been moving forward, going really back, I'd sort of forgotten about it.
Well, it's interesting as well because these episodes had not been broadcast. They were broadcast once in the UK.
Yeah.
This is only the second time in like 60 years that they've ever been like shown. Like never shown anywhere. And they got sold, copies were made to go to Australia. So, when they like sold them to all the different countries, they went out to Australia first. The Australian censors were like, we're not buying this. It's too violent. We're going to have to cut. Like when the guy gets exterminated and you actually see him like burnt on the floor and stuff and the skeleton and stuff. They were like, we can't show this, and sent them back, and no other countries wanted to buy it. Because, presumably because it wasn't really for their kids' TV and stuff. Yeah, it's so different. It is so different. But I think that's what you miss, that atmosphere, when you just have the soundtrack and the pictures. It just builds up so well. And I think because we had episode 2 with the delegates, and there's a lot going on in that one with all the different aliens. But that first episode, it's just the guys in the TARDIS, the Daleks, and we've got our 2 space security guys. It's just a really slow build. That's what struck me. But if we go sort of through in a bit of order, so Mythmakers was the story before where Stephen obviously gets injured in the fight in Troy. Vicky's just left. Katerina has literally come in the last couple of scenes from the Mythmakers, so she hasn't really been in it at all. This is really her first proper, like she has like 1 or 2 words in that final episode. So this is like straight away. So my very first observation when watching this, so Stephen is injured in the TARDIS. Obviously a little bit of time has passed. All I see is his nipple in that first shot. His massive nipple.
Naked.
His massive nipple. I can't get over it.
Do you know what? So the first thing I thought, right? So when it came, I had it on. I forgot just how like quiet the original theme tune is. Not quiet, but simple. There's nothing fancy to it. It's just so like boop, 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 in that key. Do you know what I mean? Or not even that. It's like it's so I can't anyway. So I had this moment. I was watching that thing, and I was thinking of Peter Purvis sat in that cinema when he gets told he's going to go in and watch the Daleks Master Plan. He's never watched it because he didn't watch it when it came out. And he's looking there and he's just half naked on a desk. Right in front of the camera. That is like the first thing you see is he's just topless and taking up the entire front of the screen and writhing in pain.
I know. And this is like everyone's talking about it. Nobody knew he was topless. We have everyone, all the reconstructions had him in his Troy outfit for what he's been fighting in. No one would have imagined that the first shot is his nipple. Like that's what you get.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. That first scene as well, Katerina she's very timid, isn't she? She is very quiet.
Yeah.
And the way that she's looking at the Doctor straight when the TARDIS lands, she has no clue. The expression on her face is just completely... Like, she has one thing to do. She is told, she's a handmaiden. The Doctor has said, look after Stephen. That is all she's doing, isn't she?
Yeah, which is exactly what I said in the first episode all those years ago, back in 2020, 21, when we first watched this.
There's a bit, though, I think it's in this episode, because she's in the TARDIS. A bit later on, like a couple of scenes later, and Stephen's like, oh, what's going on, what's happening? The way that she's sort of leaning over him, sort of smiling, I thought she looked a bit creepy, actually. I got sort of like Misery vibes from her. Like,
yeah, no, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
What made me laugh was Brett, a.k.a. the Brigadier, him being like, oh, where's she from? Because she's like, you really see that even more than I think what you would have had just in the audio. You really get that sense of like she's just sort of like, oh. It's when she's just like looking at things like, oh.
But I don't know. I mean, this is skipping to the third episode. Just on that, there's a really lovely scene, and someone's done a comparison as well. And I mean, maybe people are going a bit too deep into this. I don't know how much. I mean, obviously, a lot of thought was put into the direction. But there's that scene where she's in the ship, and you see her looking out at the stars, and she has her hand out. And she's touching the stars, and someone's put that side by side when she's in the airlock about to die. She's got her hand out stretching to the stars, if you see what I mean. So it's like a parallel, like a foreshadowing. Everything is foreshadowing her death.
Yeah.
And as we said at the time, though, the making of her first thing she ever filmed was her death scene. She was on that trampoline with Peter Purvis, if you remember. Literally, before they'd filmed any of this. So they knew, and they could weave it in. So she is the number one tragic companion. We also see, though, in that first episode, this is all a revelation, we've got that massive control room set, which looks amazing, and with all the bold guys in. And we see those two characters watching the TV and watching the interview with Mavic Chen. So no one's known what those guys look like before, ever. This is the first time we've ever seen them. A great little double act. It's a shame they're not in any of the rest of the series. They remind me a little bit of, and at the time, if we'd watched this at the time, they would have been, well, one for me, a new couple of the 60s.
Oh, for sure, they would have been a new couple of the 60s.
And two, a bit like Leo, Ryan and Tanya. Those two.
With the nose?
With the nose. I mean,
she did say with the nose.
So, hang on, let me just get their names, because we obviously just skipped over them at the time because we couldn't see them and they were only in that scene. Roald and Lizanne, they're called.
Roald and Lizanne.
Not as catchy as Leo, Ryan and Tanya, but I love her 60s hair. It's so funny that they're trying to make everyone like really futuristic. They've got the bold guys, like they've all got shaved heads in the future, and she's just got this like 60s wig on. Like, so 1960s.
Well, there's a few things that, again, I can't remember how much we touched on this, but make me laugh having looked at where we are now to this. And maybe it's just because I've been watching more Who to really focus in on this more. But it was stuff like when he pulls out the recording device and it's a cassette player.
Yes.
And even back then, they still thought we'd be recording on cassettes.
Well, it's supposed to be like it's space cassettes, isn't it?
But even then, like, they still think like we're recording that way. Like, in the future, they still believe that is a thing. Or is it because they don't believe that they'll be able to think we could have a recording, so it'd be too much to conceive? The other one was, there was that house and it had the mice in it.
Oh, hang on, you're talking about episode 5.
I must have it must have gone on. I think I stopped it because it went on. That was it, because it started the next one, and then I was like, "This isn't it. It's 4. Oh wait, yes."
The mice. Yeah, we loved the mice at the time.
Yeah, but watching it when it came on, because it's like the very first thing, isn't it? And I was like, "Oh wait, yeah, this is why." But watching all those little elements like that and seeing it, it just made me think like, oh my gosh, it's so interesting to think like in the 60s, what was the thinking? Was it like the thinking, we want this to still feel accessible, so we don't want to scare people with, or was it they just didn't think we'd have this stuff?
But on the other hand, they were trying to do futuristic stuff. You've got all those delegates doing all their futuristic walks, all the different looks that they've got there. We loved all of that. Mavic Chen writing weird with his pen, and he points with his little finger. He doesn't point with his... all those sort of little futuristic things that they put in there as well. So, I don't know, it's a good mix, though. It's just...
It's so weird, though, that the technology isn't. Do you not think?
Well, that's Doctor Who, though, isn't it? That's just always been like that.
I know.
That's always like that.
But, like, to not even... It's just really funny, isn't it? I mean, to save themselves, they could have just had a box that we talked into. They could have provided a box and it was like, oh, you spoke into this box. It would have been anything to create.
Well, so you see the Doctor. Well, this is the thing. We didn't know what the tape looked like. So the Doctor picks it up and it's like a little... Actually, it is a 60s tape thing. So we didn't know what that looked like before. It's Mark Corey. So, you know, the ones we watched, Lads on Tour, the recreation, the uni guys.
Yeah.
Mission to the Unknown. So obviously it's those two characters and he's supposed to be dead. So that's the skeleton on the floor that the Doctor finds. And again, we had no idea how skeletal it was. Was it just a body on the floor? Was it a full... But they've decided it's a full skeleton.
Yeah.
So,
no wonder like it's scary. No wonder no one picked it up.
What else happens? Okay, back to the TARDIS and Katerina and stuff. So what actually I didn't realise, I mean, we've talked a lot about Katerina and learning about buttons, and maybe we did talk about this. So she's left in the TARDIS alone. Brett comes in, takes over. She's very gullible. Can I just also say I have a moment for the giant sponge that Katerina is?
I did notice I just had a lot of talk online.
That is literally just from like Boots. That is a massive sponge from Boots. That is not... See, there's another example, I suppose. They didn't make it a space sponge. They just made it a normal 1960s sponge. I was hoping that we would see where she got the sponge from, but it's already set up when we're there. But
she doesn't have it when Stephen's first still. It appears later.
This just sponge comes out of nowhere. When Brett comes in, and we have all that stuff with the chair. We've never seen the chair before. So the first bit of Katerina button we get is the Doctor telling her there's a switch to switch off the chair, the magnetic chair. So we get that. Oh, then we get that. I love that scene where they go outside and the Doctor's like, this is a key. And she's like, key?
I know. I know.
Oh, it's so great. So she has the chair, the key. Then in episode 3, there's the other bit where the Doctor's like, press this switch to electrocute those guys outside. So that's another switch there.
Yeah.
So it's 3 opportunities there for her to learn about switches and keys.
And buttons.
And buttons.
Keys. Yeah, I mean, she is great throughout, and she does it so well, the sort of...
But she's consistent, that's it. The acting is actually consistent.
Oh,
If you think about the character, which, I mean, everybody's loving Katerina at the moment because of this, because of that foreshadowing and that she does keep in character throughout the whole thing. You can see, obviously, I mean, again, we don't know how much they planned for her to be a companion or not. It wouldn't have worked.
Well, if they filmed her death scene in the first thing, then obviously not that much.
That's the thing, yeah. I just think she's great. And we literally nearly have all of her scenes now. She did, because that episode 2, we saw her a bit, but she didn't do very much. She definitely, episode 1 and 3 definitely highlight what she can do. But also people are saying, and what is really obvious, just the way the Doctor reacts to Katerina is really nice and almost grandfatherly, like he would be
really
with
kind. It's like having a Susan around.
He is, but he's so patient with her and understanding, and the way that he's like, don't start asking questions like those two, and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Just that relationship is so good.
But I think that's why it would never have lasted.
But I just don't remember that coming through in the soundtrack at all. you just don't. That's the kind of stuff that you miss. Just that kind of relationship. Just when they're looking out at the ship and everything. It's that was a surprise. What else happens? Oh, well, the other thing then, just moving on. I mean, episode 2 is episode 2. The delegates, great to see them. It's a shame we didn't get any more delegate stuff. But episode 2 is the main delegate episode. They come up a bit later on.
We see them. It's good to see. I mean,
I still love Chocolate Button Guy.
Yeah, I love him too.
Chocolate Button Guy is the best one.
I think it's just always nice to see the continuity of it. I don't know. It was just really nice to sort of go back and see just how simple it was. And just, I'd kind of forgotten, because it's been so long since I've been in the 60s episodes, other than watching Keys and Marinus, which is a completely different beast.
But it's still got that sort of atmosphere. It's quite relaxing to watch.
Oh, yeah,
just the pace of it.
But Keys and Marinus actually is like so set-based. And the set, again, that's season 1. So the set is small. And, whereas by this point, we're on series 2, or have we not? Is it series 2 or 3? We're on series 3, I'm trying to remember, sorry. And you can tell that, like, the set feels bigger.
Well, you said it feels bigger. Some of that jungle stuff is on film. So they've gone to a film stage to do that. Like, obviously, the stuff with the Dalek with the flamethrowers and everything.
I wonder if they did that at the same time as they did the filming for the mission stuff.
See, I don't think so, because it'll be great if that episode turned up. Probably won't. But if you think about it, they're filming an episode a week. That mission one was like 6 weeks ago, and even some of the actors that play the delegates from that one to this one have changed. And there's a delegate missing. It's like they forgot, and they've just had to recobble together like the delegates and stuff. Like, it's so funny. Like, and the I didn't realise, it was only watching people talk about these new episodes, when he plays the recording on the cassette in episode 3, and the guy's talking. It's a different actor and it's a different speech to what he records in actually Mission to the Unknown as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think they've thought about it.
Continuity has never been a Doctor Who.
Well, they've done
thing.
They just went off and did 4 weeks in Greece before, so they were like, "We'll chuck this away. We might need it. Don't know. Let's see." I don't think they thought about it that much. I mean, maybe I don't know, but it's funny, isn't it? Like, those jungles look amazing. I think part of it is because it's on film.
The jungles look fantastic. That whole set looks amazing. But even like the room that your couple of the season,
Roald and Lizanne. It doesn't roll off.
That whole set looks amazing.
That's massive,
so
isn't it?
It's massive. It's not even used that long.
No, I think that set, it goes like really far back. Usually they don't go that far back. And then in episode 2, with the delegates and the table, and they all come down that little walkway. It's a bit like a RuPaul's Drag Race sort of runway, isn't it? I feel like that's the same set redressed. It's like the big table redone. I don't know. It just feels like they've just reused some elements there.
Oh, they must have. But they make it work so well. That whole set feels amazing. And the way it flows, and there's people working in the background. It feels so good. And also the way the camera works around it.
All the camera work is great.
All the camera work's great. It's just really good. And for me, I think the restoration, I couldn't get over how good the restoration was. I think the key takeaways for me watching it.
Actually, talking about just talking about the sets, like, you've also got to imagine as well, each week there's different sets. So like week 3, they've got to do that Prison Planet set all of a sudden. It's sort of a bit like the cave people in the first episode, I feel. It's very cave people. It's a bit weird. Again, this is a weird thing that we didn't know. They all have the letter D on their backs on the Prison Planet.
Yeah.
It's like no one would have even imagined that. And I don't know why they all have the letter D on their backs. I suppose the planet is called Desperus. Maybe it's because of that. But it is a bit funny, isn't it? But that shot where you see, where the Doctor and Katerina look out and they see the lights in the distance, that fire, that is like something we've never seen in Doctor Who before. That shot of the skyline and the little, and however they did that, the technology wasn't really there. So someone's thought about that and been like, we need little flames in the background, like as if they're walking towards us. Amazing. Absolutely amazing how that's been done.
And it feels epic. It feels epic to go into.
And I always love the Daleks Master Plan, but this just feels like just the build up to it, just to see that beginning and then they're moving on. A bit like The Chase, a bit like Keys of Marinus, where they go on a quest and they go from one place to another. You know, they get in the ship. Actually, getting in the ship. So in episode 2, the Doctor dresses up as that delegate, right, and puts the cloak on. Why is he still wearing that cloak at the beginning of episode 3 when he comes in? And he's got it over his head for a good couple of minutes. There's no need to do that. All I can think of is they were like, oh, let's make it like maybe the audience won't know if it's him or not. And then he takes that off and all the wig malfunctions. You have to have noticed the wig malfunctions.
I did, yeah.
There's so many of them.
I know. But I think that just comes from the restoration. It's such a good restoration.
Yeah, but his wig's bad. Whether the picture's good or not.
I think you wouldn't have noticed it if the quality wasn't as good.
Oh no, I think you would have noticed that. That is bad. That is bad wig issues going on there. I don't know what's going on with his hair.
I think some of that you would not have noticed if it was as blurry. Like particularly one of those. There's one where you just really noticed the hair, this one bit sticking out. But I think if it was really blurry, I'd have been so trying to concentrate on just anything else going on, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah. I suppose so. But I mean, and William Hartnell, this is where, we talked later on, he doesn't appear as the story goes on. He's so brilliant. Good in this. He does get some epic line fails though. That big close up in episode 3 where he's like, the Daleks will stop at anything. When he's supposed to say they'll stop at nothing. Those kind of things.
But I think he's such an essence of the Doctor.
Yeah, but what makes up for it is his relationship with Katerina. And even there's time in that when they're fixing the ship to have a bit of a laugh with Stephen and Brett. There's a bit of a comedy moment there. There is time for that kind of thing.
It's not the Doctor that we've come to see coming up.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's going to get worse, I feel. We're getting those odd, diddery, forgetful moments, but we know it's going to get worse. It hasn't quite got to the worst part yet.
From later on in this story onwards, they write him out nearly every other episode, don't they? He just disappears for weeks at a time.
But I think actually, especially the start, I forgot. He's quite good.
He is really good. Yeah, he is great.
Anyway, there we are, Mark.
Well, and Stephen as well. We just have to round up with Stephen. Well, we need to talk about it. Yeah, Stephen's great. Absolutely. And he carries it a lot. And he gets to be a space pilot. We see him drive the spaceship a bit and fix the spaceship and stuff. We've never seen that before. There's so much.
He was a space pilot, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But like in Doctor Who, they say these things, and do they actually ever do them? No.
Again, but Stephen's always been great. That's no surprise to me.
And the end of that episode 3, when the guy comes in and grabs Katerina, and she proper screams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, I just want to see the next episode. But I mean, we've got that clip pretty much of the carrying on where she goes down the airlock. She is screaming as she goes out that airlock. I mean, episode 4, I can't remember what happens afterwards. I mean,
You're going to send it me, Mark.
Episode 4, what?
You're going to send me what we watched.
I'm going to send you what we watched. What's that?
Yeah.
What? Oh, the clip.
You're going to send me what we watched.
The recon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the recon. Yeah. I mean, I hope we get more. If it is, I hope it's episode 4. I just want to see that trampoline. I just want to see what it looks like of her floating in space and how they did that. Because going off all these surprise shots and the technical stuff going on in these episodes, in my mind before, it would just be a really bad, weird slow motion of her face or something. But going off what we've got, it could be anything. It could be the most horrific thing, her floating through space. It could be, all the stars around it. It could be anything happening.
It could be her on strings. I don't know.
Yeah, or her on strings. Yeah, well, it could be. Or some weird bad model thing of the ship. We have no idea. So that's what I would love. It's just made you think, like, what are we missing in all this? Like, they feel, the missing ones feel even more missing because of what we've seen now, like, and all of the stuff we've discovered. What else are we missing? But anyway, great to have them back. We had to go back.
Yeah.
And if there's an animation, that would be amazing. If we get an animation or something, even. But
who knows?
Great. Well, there we are, everybody. Episode 1 to 3 of the Daleks Master Plan.
Yeah.
Redone.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, we will. Normal service will be resumed. I said that last time.
Very soon.
Very soon with Sarah Jane. Episode 1 coming soon. But we had to go back and do Daleks Master Plan. Like,
where can you find us, Mark?
You can find us on social media at 2watchwho or at patreon.com/2watchwho. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye.
You were like, we're done.
We're done.
2Watch Who.